Hi, I'm Gary White, and this is Louisville Now. We are at the Portland Museum, and we're going to get to hear all about the Portland Museum and a new project they're working on, the Ahoy Museum as well. We also have some information on Halloween safety tips. We have an update on Thrive by 5, as well as some information for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. But first, we're going to start off with Katie Delahanty, who's the Executive Director of the Portland Museum and the Ahoy Museum, and Ed White, who is the Vice President for the Portland Museum Board. Thank you for hosting us here for Louisville Now.
Thank you.
Pleasure's all mine.
So let's jump right in, because there's a lot of information to obtain here, right? So the Portland Museum has been here for quite a while, and actually started with some children from Roosevelt School. Is that correct?
Yeah, it really is. Back in 1976, there was a time where there were a group of teachers at Roosevelt Elementary, and they had worked with students who were curating their neighborhood artifacts in a very organic sort of way.
Yes.
And then eventually that birthed the idea of creating an actual museum dedicated to the neighborhood. They went to Washington, D.C., secured some money from National Endowment for the Arts, and then hired a director, curator, and then that's how you get to this space today.
Fantastic. Has it always been in this location since?
Well, after it was in the Roosevelt Elementary, it went to Brown School for a couple years, and then it came to this location when it was ready.
And now, Ed, you are a Portland resident and have been for most of your life, right?
Correct. We trace our roots back to 1867, right after the Civil War.
Wow.
My people migrated here to Portland, and we've been here ever since.
And what you're going to find here at the Portland Museum is a whole lot of history telling us what's been going on here over that period of time, right?
Correct.
Because Portland was its own city at one point?
One time, Portland was its own city due to the falls of the Ohio River, because the Ohio River was currently I-65 South. So Ohio River starts in Pittsburgh and runs all the way to Cairo, Illinois. So the falls of the Ohio stopped that flow. So they had to unload at Louisville, come around to Portland, and then continue back down the river. So when it came up the river, it had to stop at Portland, unload, go back to Louisville, and then continue the journey up. So yes, Portland was a city at its own time.
Okay. And there are a lot of famous Portland residents that you can see throughout this exhibit. We're going to have some more information. You can check out our social media to see some of those exhibits as well. But who to you is the most interesting former Portland resident?
Oh man, you put me on the spot.
Well, you can think about that.
Yeah, let me think about
You
that.
don't
Because
want to necessarily say, you know what I mean?
Exactly. There's lots of
I want to make it correct, all right? Politically correct.
There's a lot of interesting
Yes.
exhibits to be had. And
Yes.
there's permanent exhibits as well as
Yes.
rotating exhibits, correct?
Yes.
And I think you just kicked off a new rotating exhibit as well here.
The Harlan Hubbard exhibit, curated by Jessica Whitehead.
Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic.
It is fantastic, and we rotate those quarterly here at the museum. So a lot of them are very arts focused, whether it's the river or artists that come from Portland or some interesting topic that the neighborhood really wants to see us talk about.
Okay, great. And also, we do want to mention that funding from the city helps make this possible as well, through both the external agency funds as well as the new one that we're going to talk about, the Ahoy Museum, was actually in the mayor's budget as well.
Yes,
some
it
funding,
was. We were very, very, very appreciative of that happening. It's not every day that you have a city who will come and support a grassroots organization trying to do something huge for the community as a whole.
So, as we were saying, the Ahoy Museum is something new. It's actually will be connected to this museum, correct? Tell us about the Ahoy Museum.
So, speaking about how the Portland Museum started with its roots with children, there was a period of time after a director had been here for 40 years, and we are very grateful for the space that she was visionary to make happen. We had to do a little bit of hibernation during COVID, like most people did, and we started asking our neighbors, what is relevant? What is our relevance? What does the neighborhood and the city at large need? And we asked children, we asked families, and a children's museum was one of those things. And basically, we have another employee director, Danny Syme, who's a wonderful person. His children here in the neighborhood would always have to travel somewhere else to go see a children's exhibit, the Indianapolis Children's Museum, something like this. And his kids were like, why do we always have to go somewhere else? So that really just, why not do it here?
Exactly. And Ahoy actually stands for something, right? Can you tell us what that stands for? The HOI?
It's Adventure House of You, which really, I think, encompasses what we're trying to do with the Children's Museum. We're not trying to be one of those places that has all of this text on the wall where you're forcing learning in a specific way. This gives children agency and autonomy to learn on their own terms, and it's a very immersive, very arts and culturally beautiful space that we're going to be creating.
And hopefully, about a year from now, that space will be open.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We do want to mention, too, that the Portland Museum is free to come visit. Is that correct?
It is free to come visit. Anytime. We welcome all of you.
And when are you open for the public?
So Wednesday through Saturday, it's noon to 5 to the actual public, and then we'll be here early. So if you really need us, you can come. You can come early.
Now, also, as we were looking around, I saw that you have an oral history room as well, and you actually collect oral history from whomever throughout the city. Is that correct?
Yes, that oral history project is designed to keep the museum rooted to the people that actually live in the community. Because a lot of times people that live in the community, story is never told. And see, and back to that question when you asked me who was the most important person in Portland, I would say it'd have to be my grandfather. You know, my grandfather came here at the turn of the century, and he made a life for himself and for his family and the community. So when people would travel north through that migration from the south, our house was one of the houses that would house people to come and live until they were able to get themselves situated in the community.
Wow.
And a lot of those people that stayed in our house actually stayed in Portland and created families and histories in Portland. So that museum at oral history thing is really important so that people can tell their stories, the story within the story that is the Portland story.
Yes. And that multi-generational Portland history is very important.
Multi-generational.
Which is also, that multi-generational approach is what makes this campus unique to anywhere else in the city when we bring a children's museum here.
That's fantastic. Well, again, we're at the Portland Museum. The Ahoy Museum is going to be opening up hopefully about a year from now. There's a lot going on, a lot of new, interesting projects throughout Portland going on here at the museum. So stay with us here on Louisville Now. We're going to have some more information, but while we're away, we're going to also have information on a new exhibit, the boat that you had delivered.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, and we have a whole video kind of telling us all about that. So stay with us here on Louisville Now.
Yes.
They was telling us this thing's supposed to weigh like 40,000 pounds.
It's like heavier than a house.
The thing has sunk a couple times. When we got over here and checked it out, the living quarters on top of it, the double pane glass still had water 3/4 of the way up. And y'all getting ready to see something 16 feet wide going down the road, brother. That's you don't get to see that too often.
Hopefully nobody will wreck looking at it.
Yeah.
One of our friends at the museum who lives down the street from me was like, hey, there's this beautiful decaying boat in the middle of Utica Pike. Would you guys want it for your children's museum? I know it's called Ahoy and Marine theme.
You're the one that got this started.
Me and then Danny signed the other director at the Portland Museum. Yeah, we got it started. In addition to Paget, there was Pace Contracting who enabled us to do it because they had somehow connection with MSD and had all of these funds to be used for the community. And they were like, we will gift you this and we will help you. And they hired an engineer. They were able to get all the structural stuff in place. I mean, it's been an undertaking, perseverance and luck, and now it's happening. I think it's just being curious, innovative, and being willing to take risks, because I think most people would tell us we were crazy. Danny, my coworker, wanted the frame to be painted green, so when it's like springtime, it'll look like it's floating. Just little stuff like that. And then it'll be a lot of DIY, grassroots effort, making it sculptural. And then when we raise some more money, we'll make it safe for kids to play on. We've definitely been having kids help co-design and lead what this is gonna look like. And there were a lot of kids wanting boats. They were kind of wanting them up in the trees. We're not quite there. our neighborhood doesn't have a whole lot, let alone the West End. So this is like, I think, going to be exciting for people to be like, wow, you're really pulling something off with nothing, you know?
Louisville Now, we're at the Portland Museum and what will soon be the Ahoy Museum as well. The Ahoy Museum is a children's museum, and speaking of children, early childhood learning and education is one of Mayor Craig Greenberg's top priorities. And with me now is someone who's helping make that a reality. I have Raylene Robinson, who is the Executive Director of Thrive by Five.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So let's jump right in. Can you tell us a little about Thrive by Five?
Yeah. So Thrive by Five is an initiative that came out of the vision from Mayor Craig Greenberg. And this was one of his visions that he had during campaigning. And he's really jumped in and made this happen for our city. With the support of Louisville Metro Council, the city has invested $5 million into our early learning sector. I came on board just about 8 months ago to get the work started. And so we are up and running.
And you're doing a whole lot. There's a lot going on. Can you tell us about some of the initiatives that your Thrive by Five is kind of spearheading?
Yeah, so we have launched a couple initiatives, one of them being family navigation. And so what we're seeing is that the system as it is set up, finding a child care center is really, really cumbersome for families. Even if you think about going to visit child care centers, a parent who has 2 or 3 kids having to get them in the car, get them out every single visit that they go on, it's just a lot for them. So we're helping families to navigate that process in an easier way. We are also finding that a large number of families will qualify for the Child Care Assistance Program through the state, and they have no idea that they're able to qualify. So we are helping families process those applications. Our family navigation team can meet families wherever they are to help them get qualified, but also help them find a center that has openings that fit their needs in the area of town that they would like for it to be in. So it's a really meaningful service that we're hoping to help families with. We have had over 150 requests just in 2 months. So we know families are really, really interested in how to get their children into early learning facility.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, Thrive by Five is also a nonprofit organization, correct?
Yes.
So tell us how that works and how people can help support your mission.
Yeah, so the mayor put together a group called the Mayor's Early Learning Action Group, and it's called MELAG. We call it MELAG. They did a lot of work to figure out what was the best path forward to get our city to a spot where every child was in a quality early learning environment. And what they found out was creating an independent 501c3 is the best path forward. This has been done in lots of other cities, and it's how they were able to navigate the public and the private waters more easily. It just helped get the project done. So yes, we have $5 million from Metro Council as our seed funding, but we are also out raising money to help bring the project to scale. So we've had other donors such as Lift a Life Foundation, some individual donors who have stepped up and who really believe in this work and want to see this happen for our city.
Fantastic. Now, also, there's something on your website you talk about, the Uplift Fund.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, so we know that the early childhood education workforce is a tremendously valuable workforce, and we want to be able to support them in their work. So as I was out visiting sites, we were hearing a lot about people would like to go and get their child development associate credential, or get an associate's degree or bachelor's degree in early childhood education. And that's exactly what we want to do. Well, the Uplift Fund is designed to help remove barriers so that they can pursue that. So we are hearing things like books and fees, class fees are an issue that people don't have the extra funding for. We've helped some individuals with past due balances that help them get into re-enrolling to get their degree. So we're really looking to support the early childhood sector in a way that is helpful for them to pursue their degree and take advantage of the many state resources that are available for our early childhood sector.
So a lot of great work being done by Thrive by Five. Again, I'm talking with Raylene Robinson, who's the Executive Director of Thrive by Five. For our audience out there, how can they find out more information for Thrive by Five?
Yes. thriveby5louisville.org is our website. And we will be having a new website, but there is information on there right now. So for educators who want to access the Uplift Fund, they can access the application on our current website. If families are interested in family navigation, there's a pop-up on our website that they can fill out maybe 3 or 4 questions, and one of our family navigation team members will get back to them.
Fantastic. There's some information for you on Thrive by Five. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more here on Louisville Now. Welcome back to Louisville Now. We're at the Portland Museum, and now I'm joined by Gretchen Hunt, who is the Director for the Office for Women. Thank you for joining us here.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is a great facility
It is
they have
great.
here. We're going to talk about a serious subject. However, it's October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And I know that the city has several resources available for people in need. Can you share some of the ways that people can find that information and what's available for people?
Sure, absolutely. So thank you for having me on. So talking about difficult things increases safety. So it's always a good thing to have conversations about domestic violence. So I want to just highlight a few resources and services that exist for any individuals experiencing domestic violence, which is emotional abuse, financial abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, controlling behaviors, stalking with an intimate partner, whether you're a man, woman, transgender, non-binary, any person experiencing that abuse. So folks can access free and confidential resources at the Center for Women and Families, which is our local partner. That number is 1-844-237-2331. Free and confidential services. That's crisis counseling, emergency shelter, assistance with the legal process. A second is that if individuals work for Metro government, one of the most important things we want people to know is that your workplace cares about you and wants to keep you safe. So if you are a Metro employee, which is 5,000 of us, and you're experiencing violence in your relationship, or anyone in your household is, or you're a victim of another crime, but specifically domestic violence, you can talk to your HR representative, to your supervisor, and take paid leave if you need to change your locks, get medical care, talk to a counselor, get a protective order, do that. That's really, really important that people know they can get a support at their workplace directly. And the third, I would say, is that the Office for Women collaborated with the Domestic Violence Prevention and Coordinating Council to come up with a guide on domestic violence that's available on our website, and the Domestic Violence Prevention and Coordinating Council will provide that link. And that walks people through the entire process of options, whether they are criminal options or just getting counseling, getting support, and whatever people choose. And this is really important that people know that they are not alone, that the abuse is not their fault, and that help is available. And it's up to that survivor to decide what is the safest next step. That's really, really important. It's important for the community to know, not to tell people just to leave, because that can be the most dangerous time. It's a complex, personal decision, but we want people to know that they are not alone, we see them, and that there is help available.
And often there are more than just the one victim as well. There's families involved, and there could be several people who are being impacted by what's going on.
That's right. That's right. And that's why we say everybody can do something to prevent and respond to domestic violence. So simply just knowing that if you have a person in your circle that you feel like that relationship really isn't healthy, they're being texted all the time, there's a lot of controlling behaviors, you've seen a change in how they interact with people, they're really isolated. I think it's okay to say, hey, I'm concerned about you. I notice these things. It's not your fault. I believe you, and help is available. Everyone can do that. And so together we can increase safety and healing in our community and break the stigma. I just want to say that, purple is the color of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And it took a long time for survivors of breast cancer to feel like they could wear pink proudly. It was very shameful to talk about that years ago. I would like to get to a point where survivors of domestic violence can say that's part of my lived experience and it's nothing that I'm ashamed of. I survived it, and that we as a culture can support them.
Right, and sharing the stories, help people know what's available and what's out there for them. And thank you for also sharing these resources that are available. So one more time, how can people find that? Is there a website or someone, or can they contact you? What's the best resource?
Yes, there's a couple ways. So if you go on Metro's website and just search domestic violence, you're going to come up with the Domestic Violence Prevention Coordinating Council. You're going to see what the Office for Women does. You can also reach out to the Office for Women, 574-3536, or even 311 will link you to a lot of these resources. And lastly, the Center's 24/7 crisis line that has interpretation, free and confidential, is 1-844-237-2331. So whatever entry point will get you to the right place.
In October, as we mentioned, is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, but these are numbers that are available, information that's available for you all year long if the need is there. Thank you very much. Again, been talking with Gretchen Hunt, who is the Director for the Office for Women. Stay with us here on Louisville Now. We'll be right back. We're going to have Councilwoman Purvis, who represents the area that the Portland Museum is located, as well as a representative from LMPD giving us some Halloween safety tips. Stay with us.
I'm genuinely honored to take the role of Jefferson County Clerk. I'm excited to strengthen the solid foundation of this vital civic office. I'm committed to maintaining integrity of our elections, which protects our democracy. With unwavering dedication, I will uphold the principles of fairness and security, ensuring that every vote is counted accurately and every citizen's voice is heard in the democratic process. My approach is rooted in transparency and communication, fostering trust and confidence in our electoral system. I'm thrilled, I'm more than thrilled, to really bring modern technology to not only improve our security, but to streamline our services, making it more accessible and efficient for everyone. To all those in this office, I am very fortunate to have the opportunity to lead this team. Together, let's honor the legacy of Clerk Bobby Hostball and strive to create an even stronger, more connected, and inclusive Jefferson County.
My favorite type of chili is spicy with jalapenos, paired with a nice cornbread.
I like my chili simple. I just like beef, beans. My favorite chili is from Chex Cafe in Germantown. I like it a little spicy though, a little ghost pepper in there. I'm good to go.
I like my chili with beef, a little spicy, some beans in it, and noodles. A lot of people don't like noodles. I like noodles in my chili.
I like my chili just the way my mom makes it, which is sort of salty, it's spicy, and has some beans in it. I don't think you usually do noodles though.
No noodles. Just cheese.
Your turn.
I like to add a little cheese and onions.
Mel?
I like it with cheese
Sour
and
cream.
crackers.
Oh, crackers, yeah. Crackers.
Hi, my name's Ian. I like it the way they said it, but a little mustard on top too, and lots of cheese.
I like my chili with noodles inside and chili beans and ground beef.
And I like my chili with noodles, cheese, crackers, meat, some onion, all the yummy stuff.
I like my chili with beans.
Welcome back to Louisville Now. We're still at the Portland Museum live, and I'm now joined by Councilwoman Donna Purvis with District 5 here in the city of Louisville, which Portland Museum is covered, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here, as well as with Officer Michael Abernathy Jr., who is with the LMPD 1st Division. And we're going to talk a little bit about some exciting things that's coming up because Halloween's not too far away, right?
Correct.
And I believe you have an event that you wanted to mention.
We're having an event on Halloween night, October 31st at Shawnee Park. We will have events surrounded by little kids, 11 and under and 12 and up. It's going to be exciting. We're going to have a pumpkin patch. We're going to have some scary things, some Fright Night things. We're going to do things like face painting. Whoever finds certain pumpkins will get a prize. And it's going to be really, really fun. So we're excited about that. It's going to be that Friday at Shawnee Park. It's going to be across from the basketball stadiums, and it's going to be from 7 until 10 p.m.
Fantastic. You're going to wear a costume?
I am in a costume.
Okay. You'll have to come and see, right?
Yes.
Okay. But that's something we want to talk about is safety around Halloween, because Halloween's a lot of fun.
Yes.
This is a great event to go to, a nice, safe event. But there are some tips that kind of help the whole community keep safe for Halloween. Can you share some with us?
Absolutely. So again, we always want everybody to go out and enjoy themselves on any holiday, especially one that has a focus on kids. A couple of small tips that we want to just make sure we keep in mind. I'm a big fan of pre-planning your route, knowing exactly where you're going to go on the front end before you get out and about and get caught up in the hustle and the bustle. Stay with groups, understand who you're with, be able to identify the people that you are with, always have adults with you for sure. Let's also ensure we are picking the houses that we are going to wisely. We're not going to approach houses that are fully dark. We want to ensure that there are people there and they want us there as well. If you are going to be a chaperone, it would be a good idea to wear some form of reflective clothing as the sun goes down. We know sun's going down a lot earlier now, so we want to make sure we are able to be visible. And lastly, let's keep in mind the age and the type of costumes we're going to put on kids, make sure they can see, make sure they can be seen, make sure they're easily identifiable to the chaperones of the group.
And like Councilwoman Purvis was saying, there are events that you can go to as well. If you don't want to actually go in your neighborhood, you could go to an event such as that or another trunk and treat or something of that nature.
So we have a trunk or treat as well. It's going to be this Friday from 7 to 9 at the Big Four Bridge. We have partnered with the LDP, Louisville Downtown Partnership. They're doing a silent disco. There will be police cars, EMS, passing out candy. So if you don't feel comfortable going out, please utilize one of the events where you know the people putting it on have your safety in mind.
That's great. Great advice from LMPD. Thank you very much, Officer Abernathy Jr., for sharing that with us. And again, we have Councilwoman Donna Purvis here, who is with District 5. We're at the Portland Museum, which is where we are. And this is a great facility.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah. I'm so blessed that this is in District 5. So much history here. And people don't understand that Portland was in the formative years of Louisville. So people that want to know about the foundation of Louisville, they really need to pay a visit here to the Portland Museum.
Absolutely. And then in a year, you're going to have another museum, the Ahoy Museum, which will be fantastic. And I'm sure you'll be out here for the opening of that.
God's will, I will. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So again, thank you to the Portland Museum for hosting us for Louisville Now. Thank you to you both for being here with us, sharing these great tips. And we'll be back with Louisville Now in the future with some great new topics for you. So continue to watch here on Metro TV. It's been Gary White for Metro TV.